I'm Sandeep once again with maybe some useful video, and today I'll be talking on say like the practical repair of the laptops and all. So I'll be first using up a very useful device, and the device is this watt meter. This is watt meter. Now if I remove this socket, you find that this is right now showing up 0 watt. There is no power consumption is there. Now I'm just using an adapter for this particular laptop, and I'll be just plugging it on. You will just be able to see out something. The wattage with what this adapter is consuming right now. Right now you can see that this particular wattage without any load, it is consuming 0.3 watt. So now I'll be adding it to the laptop. Now this is a wonderful test instrument what I use it for diagnosis purposes and all. So now I'll just tell my procedure of testing, so like how do I test it out and all. So I'll just turn it out back and I remove the battery. I remove the battery from the set, and I just plug it this particular power adapter. Just see what happens to the watt meter. I'm just plugging it out. Can you see the thing is rising to around 0.9 watt. Right now it is 0.8, 0.9 watt it is showing out. So I can say the power is at least reaching to the laptop set. So with this help you can test it out the same way. Now I can do one more thing and show you. So like I'll insert the battery. The second case I've just again removed it, so it has come back to 0.3. I'll remove the battery. I'll replace it and just try to insert it out again. You can see the thing is raised to 0.9, 0.1 approx. So, and you can see it is fluctuating between say like 0.9 and 1 watt. And now finally what I do is I'll turn on the laptop. And you can see some difference. Right now the laptop is working. I'll just show you the display also. The laptop is working and it is consuming around 28.5 watt. The laptop is booting under the booting process. The window has already come out. So it is taking around 33, 34 watts. Now, this particular watt meter, what I use it for is whether the battery is charging or not charging, number one. Number two, whether the power is reaching to the laptop or not, whether the switching stage is working or not. These are the different rules for which I find out this particular watt meter is a very useful device. Now, as soon as the window comes out, you will find the thing comes out a bit more stable. And say suppose you are using some graphical utilities or something, again the wattage increases and on. So now you can see approximately once the window comes out, the wattage is around 32 watt. And as soon as the loading stops out, maybe the entire loading stops out, the wattage again decreases. Now, in some of the laptop you will find one good thing is as soon as you insert the remove the battery, put it on, maybe it is consuming around say like 1 watt. As soon as you do it, replace the battery back, you will find it shows the charging cycle. It consumes high. Even though if you are not powered on, it consumes high, and it shows you that it is charging also. Now, as soon as you switch on, the ampere again raises up. Now, if you find that the ampere doesn't raise up, you find that the switching stage is faulty or something. So these are the ways how this particular watt meter can help you out to diagnose maybe a faulty laptop or so. So I use this very much, this watt meter. You can also use an ampere meter in place of this watt meter. If you have an ampere meter, you can connect it, you can just make out a board and you can connect it out in the same way in series. The ampere is always measured out in series. You can connect up that so that you can measure out the ampere. So anyway, a mean by which you can find out, say, like whether the current flow is there or not and how much it is consuming at a particular phase of time. So this is one of the things. Second, say like I'll be showing up a few more things. Say I have maybe a laptop motherboard. Now what I want is, I want to check out before proceeding for anything, so like whether how is the board in off condition state. So I'll be just showing you that. It's a socket 478 motherboard. I'm just opening the CPU socket. Now I have variety test jigs for testing out the different CPU sockets and all. Now this is a 478 socket, so I'll just remove the 478 CPU. And I'll insert a test socket over here. Now this is a LED based CPU testing socket which tells you the connectivity of the data and the address in between the CPU and the north bridge. So this is a faulty board where I can show you that how it looks like. I'm just placing it on. Just lock the jack, and there's a button on the side. I'll just press the button. You can see all these are nothing but the LEDs. All these are nothing but the LEDs, but some of them are glowing very good and some of them are not glowing properly, or either not glowing itself. Now these are the dry shoulder. Now the dry shoulder can be on the north bridge or it can be on the CPU side. So it's a dry shoulder case of the board. The same way you can also find out whether the connectivity between the RAM and the north bridge is clear or not. So I'll just show up that. I'm using a RAM testing socket. See, I just removed the RAM. And on the same slot I can insert the RAM testing socket, and you can see all the LEDs are glowing. So you can say from this particular socket to the north bridge all the connectivities are okay. So this particular test socket, they only help you out that whether any dry shoulder cases are there in between because many of the time what happens out, we insert the RAM and all, a RAM beep comes out and all, and we are not sure that whether it's a power related problem or whether it's a problem related to the connectivity between the data and the address and the control signals and all. So once all the LEDs are glowing, you can always say that yes, it is your data and the address connections are all okay. So this is also one of the very good tester. And next what I'll show you is this particular boards, the boards what we use out, they can also be checked up via the postcards. Now we call it as the debug card or the postcard. Those people who are familiar with the desktop, they might be familiar with the postcard. It has a 2 7-segment display. Now this type of postcards are called as mini PCI and express PCI. This is a mini PCI slot. You can connect it to the mini PCI board, and this is express PCI. This is the express PCI slot available on the board. So this is how you can just connect it out. and you can power it up and see it up, the code. The coding structure is similar to your desktop board. So, but in case of a laptop, there are variety kinds of postcards. So I can show you few of the postcards available with me. Say like these are the three different kinds of postcards. Now out of this, this is a very common one available. This is a very common one available. This is the next one. This is the second variety of the postcard. And this is the third variety. This is a very expensive one. It has a cable. It has no 7-segment display. It has a cable, and this gets connected to the a bigger card which goes to the desktop PCI. But this card will, once you insert it out like this, so the reading comes out at this particular stage of your card. Say like what is the status of the board and all. The same postcode comes out over here, and it doesn't give you the code, it gives you more in a written format. Say like, because LCD, they are using an LCD and they are using a ROM band, ROM at the back side. So it directly straight away gives you the code, the structure. Say like, instead of giving the code structure, it straight away gives you the statement, say like where the fault is exactly. So these are the different methods what can be used out. So different CPU test sockets, say like to test out the maybe the 775 sockets, to test out the AMD sockets and all. So different type of test sockets are available. And similarly, if you want for this, especially for this IBM one, what I was showing you earlier, this is IBM. None of the postcards will work out. It is only this particular postcard which works out in the IBM, and this is only to test out the IBM, and this checked at the battery end, and the power has been given by the USB socket. Similarly, the test sockets are available also for the desktop, DDR1, and similarly we have the sockets for the DDR2 and DDR3 combined one. So these are the variety test sockets available up in the market. You can always seek out, and you can work out quite easily with this test sockets and all. But anyhow, working with this test sockets and all requires a what do you call knowledge of what do you call electronics and all. And you can see the other test instruments which are already there. This chip level repairing work these are just for the diagnosis. This is a what do you call the function generator. This is a CRO, the DSO, we call it as a digital storage oscilloscope. This is a variable regulated power supply. And one more important thing what I'll show you, many a time you will find that the systems are getting heated up and you're not able to fix the problems and all. So to check the whether the things are heating or not, or whether the heating is proper or not, you can use this sort of what do you call a laser pointer tester. You can see once I'm pointing the laser point comes out. You can see this one. Now it also shows you, now say suppose if I show you of this way, and of this chip, it shows you the temperature of the thing in centigrade and Fahrenheit. It has a switch for the centigrade and Fahrenheit both. Okay, so even without opening a laptop or something, generally you'll find a fan has been fixed up near the CPU and all. So you can check out always the temperature, that how is the temperature rising up, what happens, and whether once the fan starts, whether the CPU temperature is coming down or not. So these are things what you can test it out with this particular thing. So again, a helpful test tools what we use it out, and these are the common tests and tools required up. You can see out over here also the different tests and tools available, and the different type of multimeters and all what we use it out. These are the different multimeters what we use it for this particular day-to-day work. So hope you enjoyed the video, and hope this video proves out something good to everyone. Good luck.